welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be a very exciting tutorial. Today I'm using the new Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay, and I know you guys have seen like umpteen trillion tutorials using this palette already, but I felt like I should still come on here and kind of give my own spin on it. When I think of summer, I immediately think of like really dewy skin, really fun like flirty lashes, an intense inner corner, and like a glossy lip. I feel like that is summer for me. So I just paired that with a super like blown out smoky eye, and I love the way that this came out. Before I jump into the tutorial, I do want to give like the world's quickest review on this palette. I don't know if you guys know or not, but I am probably like the #1 hater of the Naked palettes. Not because they're bad quality or they're bad palettes. I don't like them because they're not really for me. I usually go for something really dramatic on the eyes. Even if it's a neutral look, I usually go for like something more intense on the eyes, and the Naked palettes are more geared towards people who like neutral eyes, natural looks, you know, everyday kind of looks. But the colors in here, honestly, these are like my kind of colors. Super warm tones, a lot of matte shades. That's just like, that's what I go for. That's pretty much it. The only thing that I feel like I'm really missing from this palette is a matte black. You guys know matte black is like my go-to shade. Like I need to have a matte black in like every single palette. Also, I do feel like they have some colors in here that are very similar, like Lumbre, Dirty Talk, and Scorch. They're not the same colors by any means, but they're similar enough to where I feel like the palette didn't need all three of them. You could probably have substituted one of them for like a matte black and then the other one for like a nice metallic gold or something. I think that would have made the palette more well-rounded. The colors do show up very pigmented. You'll see, of course, in the tutorial portion of this, but they're very pigmented. They're good quality. I love the mirror in that palette, so I'm really happy with it. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, I'm gonna stop talking. That was supposed to be like a really quick review. If you guys want to see how I got this look, then please just keep on watching. So starting off the tutorial, you guys already know my foundation is on, my brows are done, and my eyes are already primed. This is kind of the order that I always do my tutorials in, and I always do my makeup in this order in general. I wish I could be one of those people who does their entire eye makeup first and then goes in to do their face makeup, but I don't know, I feel kind of weird doing that, but maybe I'll get into it. I don't know. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the color Sauced right into the crease. It's one of the lightest transition shades, and I just took it with a really fluffy brush and just kind of threw it in there. I'm not trying to be precise with it at all. I just want something there so that the smoky eye can blend really seamlessly. Then I grabbed the color Low Blow with the exact same brush. I believe this one is by Hair and Makeup Addiction, like one of the older brushes. And I just took that color and put it more directly in the crease, but I'm using the exact same brush, so it's kind of just creating more dimension and more depth to the eye. You really want to make sure with smoky eyes that you lay down a whole bunch of colors so that it ends up looking like a gradient at the end instead of just like a harsh color on the lid and that's it. Then I went in with the color Cayenne on a more precise brush. This one is by Morphe, and I just kind of focus this more directly into the crease, and pretty much every time we go in with a new color, I'm going to keep it lower and lower until obviously we reach the lid, which is going to be the last color that we use, obviously. So I'm just going to blend this into the crease, and once I feel like I have enough pigmentation with this color, it is more warm and a little bit darker than the two previous shades that we used. So once I feel like I have enough of that color down, I'm going to go in with the original fluffy brush and just blend out any harsh lines that I might have created with that color or with the previous colors. Definitely, this is a step that you want to continuously do. Just keep this brush on hand while you're doing any type of smoky eye, and it will definitely help your end result not look like you got punched in the eye, especially when you're using like blacks or like purples on the lid. Then I'm going in with the color Fuego, which is one of the prettiest colors I think in the entire palette. It's kind of like a burnt raisin kind of a color. It's so pretty, and I just use this with the Sigma E25. It's a little bit more precise than the previous brush as well, so notice how each time I go in with a darker color, I'm going in with a more precise brush. That's also going to help make everything look like a gradient. So I'm just going to again focus this a little bit lower into the crease, and I am going to kind of make sure that I put this on the inner and outer corners just because I do want to make sure that that's saturated with color, even though of course we are going to go in with another color all over the lid. I just feel like this helps things blend and kind of just, I don't know, look better. Then I'm going in with the color He Devil, And I'm taking this with the Morphe fluffy brush that we used just because I wanted to warm things up a little bit. I barely put any products on the brush, and I'm just going to blend a little bit just so that everything looks a little warmer and is a little bit more blown out. I'm really not trying to put too much color down, especially you can see I'm keeping my brush kind of high. I'm definitely not trying to put any more pigment down. I just want to make it a little bit warmer than it was looking before, if that makes sense. Now I'm going into the color, what's this color called? Ounce. I don't know why that looks like such a weird word. I thought that said once for a second. I don't know. So I'm going in with the color Ounce on a MAC 242 brush, and I'm just using this to highlight my brow bone. This is probably one of the prettiest brow bone shades that I own. I really love this color because it's like a satin finish. It's not too shimmery and it's not matte, so it still gives a really nice highlight, but it doesn't look overdone, if you know what I'm saying. So then I just took the color Ashes on the same brush that I used to highlight my brow bone. It's a MAC 242. And you can see I'm placing this all over the lid, but you can see the pigment is definitely not the best on this color. I think every other color in the palette performed like perfectly, but this color, for some reason, it showed up really like dry and patchy. I don't know if it's because of my brush. I mean, it shouldn't be because this flat brush I use with every single lid color, so I don't really know what's up. But you can definitely see the pigmentation is definitely not on par with the other shades for this one, and that sucks because it's the darkest shade in the palette, and like that's the shade that I would probably get the most use out of. So I don't know, I guess I might have to play around with it a little bit more. Then once I've got that color down on my lid, I'm going to move on to my face, and I'm going to start with doing my concealer. Right now I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Tan Sand, and I am still so obsessed with this concealer. I love everything about it. I love the consistency, the formula, the coverage. I love the color. I think this color Tan Sand is like perfect for me, and I hate when concealers come in like 3 different colors. Like you have light, medium, and like dark. It's like that's not helpful. So this concealer comes in a lot of different shades, and like I said, this one is perfect for me. So I'm just gonna put it everywhere you guys always see me put my concealer, pretty much everywhere, all over my face. Underneath my eyes, I put it in the center of my forehead, down the bridge of the nose, on the cupid's bow, and on the chin, and then I just blend it out with a damp beauty blender. I always use a damp beauty blender, even if I'm using a brush for foundation, which is also kind of rare. But even if I was, I would always go in with a damp beauty blender because I love the way this blends out concealer. I think it is pretty much unbeatable. Then to set my foundation, that's a lie, to set my concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. HD setting powder. Well, it's actually the HD Under Eye setting powder. I think there's a regular HD, but this one is the Under Eye setting powder. And I'm using a Real Techniques setting brush to do this. I'm like half baking. I just put on like a little bit extra and then just kind of spread it around just to set all the areas that I concealed. And I used this in my drugstore makeup tutorial, and I fell in love with it. I haven't used another powder ever since that tutorial because I've been just obsessed with this one. Then for my eyeliner, I used this Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Pencil in the color Plushie. It's just like a sample that I found, and I thought it was perfect for this look because I don't have the 2 that come in the actual like Naked Heat collection, like the orange color and the purple color. I do want to get them both, but I don't think they've been released yet. So once they're available, I will get them both, but until then, I'm just using this color. And then to blend that out, I use the color Ashes on a flat definer brush. I think this is the Sigma E, I don't know, 15 maybe, whatever the flat definer brush is from Sigma. That's what I use to blend out that color. And then I use the color Cayenne with a smaller pencil brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics, just because all of my brushes are dirty. But either way, this worked out really, really nicely. It's very small. It kind of reminds me of the E36 by Morphe, except that the hairs are a little bit longer. But it worked out really nicely to blow out that color, and I definitely wanted to keep it more rounded. So on the edge, I kind of connected the top lash line with the lower lash line. And then I'm going in with the color Lumbre on a small pencil brush, and I'm just popping this on the inner corner. And of course, you can leave it like this. I ended up going in with another product on top because I wanted it just to be a little bit more intense. I wanted it to pop a little bit more because, like I told you guys, I really need an inner corner highlight in the summer. It's like what I need out of life. So, but you could of course leave it like this. It is the brightest shade in the palette other than Ounce, of course. But I went in with the Stila Magnificent Metals Foiled Glitter and Glow, whatever, it's like the longest name of life, in the color Kitten Karma, just right on top of that. It's really similar in shade, it's just a little bit more glittery, a little bit more bright. So I just placed that right on top just to give it more of a pop, and I love the way that it turned out. But like I said, you can leave it without doing this because they are virtually the same color. Then I'm going in with my mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara. This has been my favorite mascara for, I don't even know, probably 2 months at this point. I've been using it nonstop and I love it. I think it is not a dupe, but I think it's comparable to Too Faced Better Than Sex. I'm just saying. Don't fight me if you don't think that, but I feel like they're comparable. Then for lashes, I'm using some dramatic lashes, big shocker. But I feel like with this look, I needed some drama, and like I told you in the beginning of the video, I need dramatic lashes for summer. So I'm using these by Iikonn, and this is the style Brooklyn. They're very wispy, very long, but at the same time, they're very full. So I really love how they looked with this look. That's a weird sentence to say. Then for contouring, I'm using my favorite at the moment. This is the NYX Pro Contour Palette. Pro Contour and Highlight Palette. Pro Highlighting Contour Palette, something like that. And I'm using the Nars Eater brush to take that shade that you saw third from the left. But also remember, I'm holding the palette upside down, so not really third from the left. But I'm just taking this with the Nars Eater brush and contouring my cheekbones. And then I'm going to take it on a smaller, like a fluffy shader brush kind of a situation. This one is also by Hair and Makeup Addiction, another older brush. And I'm just using it to contour my nose as well. I love this color. I think it looks so amazing on my skin tone. I haven't even tried any of the other shades, but I'm just obsessed with this one color. I think it looks so natural, and it looks like an actual shadow on the skin rather than a big line of contour. I know you know what I'm talking about. Then I'm gonna go ahead and bronze the skin. I'm using the Tantric bronzer by Marc Jacobs Beauty. I love this bronzer, but you guys already know this. I think I featured this in my last favorites video, which I'll link down below in case you want any more details on the bronzer. But just know it's really warm and it makes you look really sun-kissed, and it blends so nicely, and I love it. Then for blush, I'm using a really orange toned peach blush. This one's by MAC, and I actually don't know if it's limited edition or if it's still available. The color is Honey Jasmine, and I do remember that I got this from like the All About Orange collection. Do you guys remember that collection? That collection is like so old. But it was in that collection, and I just felt like it was really warm, so obviously it went really well with the look that I was doing. Then for my highlight, I'm taking an oldie but a goodie. I used to be obsessed with this. This is a Butterscotch from the Sweet Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I used it with an M510 brush by Morphe, and you can just see. This used to be my favorite. Look at how nice it is on the skin. It's just so glowy and intense, and I remembered exactly why I used to love it. It's just like the perfect shade. So I just popped that on the highest points of my cheekbones, and then on the Cupid's bow, of course, and down the bridge of my nose like I always do. I kind of wanted to take a little shower in this. I might have actually done that. I'm not sure. I think for the summer, you cannot go wrong with this. Then for my lips, I use my favorite lip pencil of all time. You guys know it's Grunge by ColourPop. And I just use this to line the lips. And the liquid lipstick that we're going in with is a little bit more on the light side. So I did kind of fill in the lips a little bit more than I usually would, just so that it creates like a nice ombre, and it's not just like a stark line of like light liquid lipstick and then like dark lip liner. I had to think about that. Then for my liquid lipstick, I'm using Stripped by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and just kind of popping this on the center of the lips and making sure that I blend everything nicely together. And then last minute, I decided to go in with some lip gloss, so I'm using Undressed by Dose of Colors, and I think that really completed the look because, like I said, summer lip gloss goes perfectly together. And once you've got your lip on, then this look is complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Snapchat. Those are the places where I'm most active. And don't forget to check the description box for any details that you might have missed throughout the video. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Hi friends, welcome back. So today I'm bringing you guys another video, and this is going to be a really exciting video for me.